Okay, good morning, folks, and welcome to Morning Update. I'm sorry I'm getting this out a little bit late to you today, but I was sick as a dog yesterday afternoon, so I'm just healing at this point in time. Okay, so what you're looking at here is the proximate reason of as to why the markets are feeling a lot of pain, and while gold is, and not just gold, precious metals in particular, are rallying in the pre-market. So what you're looking at here is the euro US dollar trade. As this chart goes higher, the US dollar goes lower versus the euro. That's excellent for the precious metal names, a weak US dollar. To a greater extent, the US dollar, Japanese yen. But in this case, as the dollar goes up, the yen goes down. But as you can see, that ended yesterday. So long story short, do you need to know currencies? No, you do not. What the charts I just showed you, the directional trend of the US dollar, declining against the Japanese yen and declining versus the euro, is good for precious metals. Not good for the US stock market, which is tanking right now in the pre-market. So let's get to the charts of equities. Okay, yesterday we had a really strong day in the markets. Dow Industrials up big, 1.26%. Up and into resistance. A beautiful day. Indicators looking good. And hell, it could bounce back once again today. S&P 500, beautiful day. Up and into resistance. Indicators looking good. Rock solid. With the exception of one thing, IWM. I would argue that it closed above resistance, and I'm short, and I'm advocating that observation. IWM is above resistance. There's only one problem. There are no buyers. There are no buyers. Look at this volume. The lightest up volume day, I would argue, since the beginning of 2016. And when you take a look at the volume bars on the S&P 500, it was above the prior day's volume, but still well below the average daily volume. And the same goes for the Dow Jones Industrial Average to a lesser extent. The prior day was a down day, yesterday was an up day, and volume was just horrible. So the trend in volume is not awe-inspiring, and we have retail sales coming out on the 13th, and that could trigger the markets to go in one way or the other. All right, now taking a look at the U.S. dollar. How did I know to stay confident? How did I know to not let the light volume shake me out of my position? Reason is this. We rallied very, very rapidly up and into a major resistance level. At one point in time, it was up and through it. It then pulled back. Weekly chart. Now, this chart still looks very, very good, but if we back off and close back down below this lower band of support here in red, the dollar's got a ton of trouble ahead of it. Now, it's far too early to make that call. That would be a bold move, but frankly, the fact that it was able to reverse the prior week was a pretty bold move in and of itself. And we've seen several of them over the past 18 months on the weekly chart of the U.S. dollar. So very volatile. It can surprise you. Let's just keep an eye on it. In the pre-market, you have commodity plays moving higher. Let's see whether or not that holds. Energy yesterday. Big day. It broke out. Let's update the chart. I know some of you new folks out there saying, what do you mean? What does he mean it broke out? We take our crayon out. There we go. Let's draw another one here. There's our flag formation, a bull flag formation. And there's our breakout. So energy, it's looking good. The banks, huge day yesterday, which is surprising because the yield, I believe, was down yesterday, yet the banks were able to rally. How was volume? Very light. Note the stochastics, higher lows, good stuff. Banks are looking good. Oil, good move higher, 3% on the day nearly. Volume light. And volume is just dropping off of a cliff, but to be fair, so is down volume. The TZA, horrible day yesterday. We held 40. That's my line in the sand. I really want to see TZA hold 40. Volume was well below average. Nugget, bullish key reversal off of 86.20. We are trading in the pre-market at about 103. I think that we could probably see 105 today. But I don't think it's a sure shot that we're going to be ripping through these resistance levels. Not quite yet. Platinum Metals Group, bullish key reversal yesterday. We're going to be looking to add more to Platinum Metals Group. Iron Mountain daily chart. RSI remains at 85.69. I haven't checked the pre-market yet. Probably not much trade yet. It rallied off the lows of the day yesterday. You could see that we're beginning to see some signs of decay. Lower highs and ultimate oscillator. Volume rose to the downside yesterday, rolling over on the Stokes. Let's go to the intraday chart, 30-minute chart. It looks poised to move higher. Good consolidation at the back half of the day, but it did break down below this lower band of support. Let's update these trend lines. Very critical to keep your trend lines up to date, especially on a extreme oversold trade. Okay, so what I think we're going to get here is an attempted rally. I don't think that rally is going to succeed. I don't think it's going to make new all-time highs. I think it'll probably put in a lower high. When we begin to see that set up, we may just add more to IRM. Now, if it just breaks down at the open, we'll be looking to book profits today and move to the sidelines. And that's it, folks. Let me get this out to you. Remember that tonight is member stock chart request. New members, go to the ticker cloud in the members area, enter your symbols, and I will review your symbols on video tonight. Everybody have a great day. Talk to you soon.